You're going deeper into the real work of grief. So now I want to share with you part of a client's journey that I had. And I've changed names because I keep all these things confidential, and I've changed circumstances. But I want to tell you about Jennifer's grief journey because I think it perfectly illustrates what normal grief over time really looks like. Jennifer's mom died suddenly of a heart attack. And here's how her grief unfolded. Months 1 through 3, we called it shock and survival. Really, she was numb. Jennifer handled the funeral, dealt with the estate, went back to work even. And everyone said, "You're handling it so well." Months 4 through 6 came, and she described it as the crash. The shock began to wear off, and she started crying daily. And that's when she reached out to me. She just told me, "I can't concentrate at work. I feel like everything's falling apart. I can't remember anything. I don't know what's happening to me." She said, "Everyone tells me I should be better by now." She said, "But I feel worse than I did before. What's wrong with me?" So I worked with her over quite a long period of time. And after we got through that shock period, then she described the roller coaster. That's kind of the metaphor we began to use. She said, "Some days I feel okay. Other days I can barely function." And she said, that is right when the holidays started. And she said, they were devastating. She said, "Christmas nearly broke me. I just didn't know what to do." Months 13 through 18, we looked back on and said, this is kind of the integration. She started having more good days than bad, but the grief was still super present. She could talk about her mom without just bursting into tears. And she began to really understand the triggers, the intense triggers that knocked her over. And then months 19 through 24, so this is right about 2 years out, a year and a half to 2 years out, I labeled this the new normal. As when we reflected upon her journey, she described this part as learning to carry the grief instead of being carried by it. And I really love the way she described that, learning to carry the grief instead of being carried by it. She said, "I still miss mom intensely, but it doesn't dominate my daily life." Okay, so it's now been 3 years. And I touch base with her via email, sometimes a phone call. And she said, "I still cry about mom sometimes. I still miss her terribly." She said, "But I also have built a life that includes my mom's memories without being defined by the pain of the loss."